way out, I started seeing these dead fish. We've got a little bit of a red tide going on. You can see that one right there. Guess all these seagulls are having a feast out here. Probably kind of hard to see on the camera here. You can see that one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just really as many as you can kind of look out and see. But we're going to be heading out to about 30 miles out, and hopefully we won't see any dead fish. And I think the red tide is more concentrated here closer towards the shore, but we're going to get out there and see what we can pull up. So we're sitting at about 120 feet of water. I really don't know what's down here. Looks like we have some fish on the bottom and some kind of smaller fish working up about halfway down. I rigged up this on the small side chicken rig. This is 4/0 circle hooks, I believe, and this is Bluewing 60-pound mono making up this chicken rig. And I'm just going to drop this down. I'm seeing some marks about halfway up, so I'm going to stop there and see if we can grab whatever that is, just so we kind of know. I feel like it may be some beeliners or maybe even some triggerfish, which we could both put in the box. And I've also got a freeline sitting out there with a half piece of cigar minnow, just to have something else out while we're doing this chicken rig over here. Maybe that pulls up a snapper or kingfish or mai or who knows what. Okay, we got him. Yeah, just what I was thinking. Probably something little down here. It kind of feels like a triggerfish, the way he's kind of just going bap, 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 bap. Kind of spinning a little bit. Kind of hoping for some beeliners, but we can keep triggerfish if we get a couple over 15 inches. Well, let's see what he is. Hopefully that shark isn't around. Let's see what we've got. Is he going to be a keeper? It is a triggerfish, but no, he's not going to be a keeper. But nice first fish. He's a respectable one. 13 and a half, maybe even 14. But we need to go ahead and get him back. There you go. I'm just using some squid strips here. Now I'm cutting it in kind of smaller pieces. I changed hooks because it felt like we were just getting a lot of nibbles earlier. So one of these is a number 1 hook and one of these is a number 4 hook. And they're not light circle hooks. They're, you know, just kind of your standard circle hooks. Sometimes I've used that light circle hook and they just can't withstand that triggerfish bite. And then all the work you have to do to get that hook out of their tough mouth. So these are a little bit sturdier hooks, and they're just going to kind of hold up better in the long run. All right, here we go again. 4th drop, 4th fish. And that can kind of happen with these smaller fish, with this squid. I mean, if there's fish here, you're going to catch them with this squid chicken rig outfit. So it's not surprising, but it is nice to pull up some fish. It started out a little bit, oh man, this guy's got a little bit of fight to him. Started out a little bit slower, and once we kind of changed our hooks a little bit, we started getting them. Yeah, this guy's got a little more weight to him. Let's see what's going on. Oh man, it's because we got 2. Wow. Oh man, and one of these, maybe the top one may be a keeper. Maybe. Yeah, that top one might be a keeper, Steven. I think we maybe did it. I think we did. Let's go ahead and, wow. Look at that. We just barely had him. Just in the top of that lip right there. All right, we know this guy's too little. So let's go ahead and let that one back. And let's see if you're 15. Oh, let's see, get that mouth there. Oh, he's not gonna make it. Geez, look at that. Look at that. We just can't make him. See, his mouth is really not even at the line. There we go, let's try it again. Yeah, he's just 14 3/4. Just shy. All right, Steven, I've struck out so far with the keeper triggers. Let's see if you can be our lucky charm and get a keeper. You wanna try to get one up? Okay. Somehow I have a feeling you're gonna get the keeper. Okay, here he is, Steven. Oh yeah, I think you're right. We may have the keeper. All right, you hold it right there. You got it? All right, you hold it right there. There we go. All right, let's see if we can get this one up. He's definitely on the bigger side. Here, let's get your hand out of the line. There you go. All right, you got it. Whoa, did you feel that pull? Oh man, hopefully a shark doesn't get him. Hopefully a shark doesn't get him. What do you think it's gonna be? Triggerfish? Beeliner?
Yeah.
Let's see. I've got 120 feet to pull him up. Here, let me go over here and see if I see him yet. It is a trigger. Check him out, Steven. A triggerfish for you. Well, unfortunately, he's not going to be a keeper though, but a decent triggerfish for you there. You like their teeth? You see his teeth? All right, yeah, these guys got some massive teeth. Not a whole lot of them, not real big ones, but a strong jaw and plenty of teeth to clamp down on that little finger if you happen to get it stuck in there by accident. Oh man, did we get him off the bat? Yeah, we got something here. All right, so I moved reefs. You can see it's really calmed down, but we were just starting to get nothing but tomtates over there at that other reef. So I moved to this other one, really in the same area. We're still in about 120 feet of water, and I threw down this Shimano slow pitch jig. It's a little smaller than what we had originally tied up. And what did we get? A beeliner, I think, Steven. All right, a beeliner. He's a little guy. We just snagged him, so we could probably keep him. They only have to be 10 inches, and we can keep 10 of them. But for now, at least, I'm gonna go ahead and let this guy on back. There you go. So this is that jig. This is a Shimano 120 gram, and I put some of the Bluewing assist hooks that they sent me on the top, because those weren't included with this jig out of the box, but it does have a treble hook on the back here. And I've got a FG knot going from my braid to this 60-pound fluorocarbon that Bluewing sent me. So that was kind of a nice catch on our very first drop, and we really weren't even really situated on our reef yet as far as our anchor getting tight. So if we catch a couple more of those, we might set out this little small chicken rig again and maybe start to pull up some of those. I would like to get them at least 12, 13, 14 inches before we start keeping them, but we'll see what we get down here. Oh, here he is again. Here he is again. All right, a little bit bigger one, definitely. All right. I started working it a little bit faster. I was thinking maybe I would just kind of reel this in and go ahead and get out that chicken rig, but definitely something nicer than what we got before. We just got him foul hooked. He's actually smaller. Look at this guy, Steven. A little tiny beeliner. He probably even wouldn't really be a keeper. There he goes. Oh man, there's amberjack. Look at these. Look at these amberjack. Man, those are nice ones. Let's see if that's what grabs my jig that I just threw out. Got him, got him, got him. All right. So I knew I had him because all of a sudden there was just a bunch of slack, and we got him. So I just started reeling up and I was like, slack, 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 slack. Then it kind of came taut. All right, man. This is an no, not an Almaco, it's an amberjack, I think. Let's get him up and see. Oh, he got off. I think that was just a small amberjack. I don't think he was an Almaco. If he was an Almaco, we could keep him. But let's get this back down. We're looking like we got some good marks on our depth finder. We kind of swung around right on top of this reef. This is about I think our fourth spot today. Been trying a lot of different things. Just been getting a lot of like tomtates and small triggers. Oh, here he is. Here he is again. All right. You can see I'd started to work it a good bit faster, knowing that these are amberjack. They will usually hit this slow pitch jig when it's moving a little faster than just bouncing it up and off the bottom over and over again. Let's see. These are some fun ones. I'm so glad to look. There's a lot more with them. I would much prefer to get this size amberjack, since they're not in season anyway, and we can have just a lot of fun catching them than those big monsters that break you off all the time. Yeah, this is not an Almaco. Almaco would be a good bit wider and that dorsal fin would stick up a lot more, but Almacos are about that size. A little bit smaller is what we usually get around here. But let's get our jig back out, because that was an excellent bite, excellent fight. Oh, here he is. Oh man, oh geez, here's a good one. Here's a good one. All right, and I was just working this one the same way. I spent a little time jigging this just on the bottom and then wasn't getting any bite, so then just started working it towards the surface kind of quicker, and we get what I think is another amberjack. Or maybe this is a snapper. No, it's amberjack. It's an amberjack. No, it's an Almaco. We got us an Almaco, Stephen. Yes, that's an Almaco. He's going in the box. All right. Now these are some of my favorite fish out here. They taste, to me, kind of have the consistency of speckled trout, but bigger fillets. Well, let's see what we got here. Nice Almaco, Stephen. What do you think? Yes, well, let's see if we can get Stephen one too. Oh, no, don't go off. So he's, just for reference, he's a little over 17. Let's get this guy in the box. Oh, got him. I was just reeling in this freeline. I'd put out a whole cigar minnow, and I was just reeling it in to check it, and something hit it as I was bringing it in. You think it's an amberjack? I think you're probably right, Stephen. Let's see if I can get him in. This is on my Penn Battle 6000, I believe. Not my biggest spinning reel out here, and this is that 60-pound fluoro as my leader. The fish itself is not gonna break any of this. It's just if he gets down into the reef, that's where he's gonna break it. So I'm trying to keep his head facing up so that he's not digging down. I think we're gonna get him, Stephen. Should be seeing some color here in a second. All right, here he is. Yes, oh, it's a nice amberjack. Nice one. Look at this guy, Stephen. Oh man, he's a real nice one. Wow, I'm not gonna bring him in by the line. I'm gonna get him by the gills here. Look at him, Stephen. Wow, that's a nice size amberjack on this Penn Battle 6000. I don't think this dude would be a keeper, but look at this hook right here, right there in the corner of that, well, really outside of his mouth. That's why I was trying to keep that pressure on him so that wouldn't pop out. Well, let's see what this guy measures, and we'll get him on back just to see if he was a keeper. I don't think he would have been. They're out of season. They got closed short on us, and I didn't get one during the season. Again, he's 31 inches, but look at that dude, Stephen. A nice one. There you go, amberjack. All right, well, let's see if our leader got chafed or anything happened here. No, feels really good. All right, well, let's get that cigar minnow back out there. I'm just using a whole one here and just hooking them through the eye, which is really my favorite way to do it. It holds really nicely and it's really easy to hook. You're not really risking tearing up the cigar minnow with that hook as you're hooking it. So really that dude didn't really get this until I started working it, just kind of reeling it back into the boat. So we'll let that sit a few minutes and see if we can maybe do that same technique. Oh, there he is. You see that flash? That's my cigar minnow. It's kind of right there, and he kind of came up and wanted to grab it. We probably got a little bit too close to the boat. Let's see if that'll sink and he'll go get it again. Yep, there he is there. He's got it. He's got it. Oh, yeah, I saw him get it. All right, Steven. This is the big one. Oh, man. This is the big one. All right, Steven. You get the back of the rod there. There you go. All right. Let's see if we can tag team this. Oh, man, it's amberjack. What do you think? Oh, here he comes. Oh, man, look. No, 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 no. It's a red snapper. Oh, man, it's a nice red snapper. Look at him, Steven. Oh, man, why couldn't they be in season? Oh, they are in season, but it's just not a weekend. Oh, look at this red snapper, Steven. Oh, geez, man, this would be a nice one to bring home. But it's Tuesday, and these are only in season right now on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's such a bummer. Good snapper, Steven. Way to go. All right. Let's get a quick measurement, and then we'll get this guy on down. Let's see what he measures. Pinching the tail. He's 23 inches. Nice job, Steven. Nice job with your nice red snapper. He doesn't need to be vented because he was right there at the surface. There he goes. All right, good job, snapper. Wow. Congratulations, Steven. That was a nice snapper for you. And he was playing with that thing until we finally just got him on the hook. Oh man, is he on? Yep, got him, Steven. Got him, got him, got him, got him. All right, what do you think this one's gonna be? This is an amberjack. This definitely feels like an amberjack. Let's see if we can keep him from going down. And I've started throwing a little 1-ounce Spro jig out there on that rod over there. I just threw it in the rod holder real quick, trying to catch some of these guys. Here he comes, Steven. Here he comes. Amberjack or snapper. It's a snapper. Man, another nice snapper. Not as big as yours, Steven, but another nice snapper. Nice, nice, nice. Well, we're in the mid part of October over here at Mexico Beach in the panhandle of Florida, and it's coming up on really my favorite time to catch red snapper this fall weekend season. And we're just kind of entering that part of the year where it starts to get a little chillier, get that fall kind of patterns, and these snapper really get hungry. Now let's get this dude on back. I think we need to vent this one. There we go. Okay, snapper. Beautiful fish. There he goes. All right, Steven. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, let's see what's happening with our jig over here. Oh, here he is. We got him. We got him. We got him. We got him. All right. Jeez. Well, see what this is. Yeah, I think you're right, Steven. I think it's an amberjack. All right, well, this outfit over here is, oh man, is you going this way? This is my spin fisher, 7500, and I've got 60-pound fluoro on here. Maybe I have 80. This was rigged up from the trip the other day, and that's when we were getting all those break-offs with the big amberjack, so I imagine this is probably 80. All right.
Over there?
Yeah, I think you're right, Steven. Well, this is definitely a fight here. I get some back. He takes it all right back. But if I can get his head turned and keep his head faced up and just hoss him in, that's really my best bet. That way he doesn't get that head turned down and start digging with his tail. Here he is. But you just have to go really fast and really hard to do that. Yep, nice one. Jeez, look at this dude, Steven. These are some nice amberjack. And I think the difference between this trip and the other day when we were losing so many, I think those were bigger for one thing, but also I think the other day we were right on the reef, and it was a reef with a lot of things that could break your line, and we're a little ways off of the reef right now, and it's a different structure altogether. But look at this little jig here. Let's see if we can get him off and I'll show you. All right, amberjack, you gotta roll over. Steven, do you think this is funny? All right, we had him hooked twice. Look at this little guy. Just a little ounce Spro jig. I've used it a lot. This hair is about, look at that, just all coming out. It's definitely seen better days, but let's get you on back. It's the biggest one of the day. What does he measure out to be? Weight wise, he's 18 pounds. What would he be? 33 almost. So he wouldn't even be a keeper. Would have to go one more inch. But like I said, they closed the season on us a little short. All right, we're gonna go ahead and head on back. It's getting towards the end of the day and the bite has really slowed down anyway. But we got some nice snapper here at the end of the day. Unfortunately, it's the middle of the week and we can't put them in the box. But we got that nice Almaco for the dinner table. But if you enjoyed this video, give me a what, Steven? A thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss my future videos. So until next time, hope to see you on another episode of Forgotten Coast Fishing.